Welcome to single, married, separated, divorced, and single again. And for me, Jehovah, married again. Proudly married. Anyway, guys, today is Friday the 25th. And before I go any further on, look at my hair. Oh my God, I love my hair. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You know what? It's not pride, okay? Some people will say, oh no, that's not good. No, it's good to be proud of what God has given you. That's beautiful. I'm beautiful. I have beautiful, black, nice, thick hair. I have beautiful legs. It's good to be proud of what you have because nowadays, people are so into, like, for example, if somebody gives me a compliment, I take it with full appreciation. I'm not the kind of person that if you compliment me, and I think, especially women, I think we are not used to be complimented because I hear women saying that if somebody say, I love complimenting women, especially because I realize that we don't get to be complimented so much. So when somebody say you look beautiful, they go like, oh really? I didn't know I look beautiful. I always take that compliment. And I think I'm very fortunate that I have a husband who compliment me like constantly. Well, I wouldn't want constantly like that because then you go like, but he's the kind of person like I wake up from sleep and because we in a distant relationship, like, so we call each other often. And then it's like, maybe I just woke up and it's on a video and I feel like, you know, when you wake up as a woman, it's like, you look so pretty. I'm like, really? Really, sweetheart? I just woke up. And then it's like, yeah, you're beautiful, you know that. So compliments are very good. Accept them because they are hard to come by. Anyway, let's go to the topic. My name is Jehovah, and I am so excited because even though we don't talk about news on this channel, I just have to say I'm so excited about the revolution that's going on with in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. I'm really, really happy. But before I go any further, like I said, my hair was done by Shelley from there's a very beautiful salon at Danforth. It's called Marker College, I think. It's almost like a school, so it's students and so on. But those students, oh my God, they're so good. And I think the reason I love this salon is also because it feels like family. It's almost like going to visit your family and then in the process, somebody do your hair. So it's almost like family, right? So look at that. Anyway, guys, before I go any further, please subscribe, like, comment, and push that notification button. So what are we going to talk about today? But I think the last time we were talking about sacrifice in marriage, and I probably just want to add on that when it comes to marriage, sacrifices and compromises obviously are one of the things that goes a long way. What I'm trying to say is that when I say it's going a long way, especially from the side of a man, this is what I'm trying to say. So when you guys are going through things where you have to compromise and he has to compromise, men appreciate women who compromise, you know. In my case, I like I shared the last time I said that I feel like my husband has compromised much more because he had to move from a country that he has been living for 15 years, South Africa, to move to Cameroon. And he had to actually let go of one of his businesses because he has a real estate business. He was in real estate, and then he was also having a security company. The security company, it's easy to be able to handle it from another side, but the real estate he couldn't, so he had to close it. So that was a big sacrifice because now he had to close that business and he had to leave. He has built a life in South Africa, and we also know that Cameroon and South Africa is not comparable. Like the infrastructure, even like business and so on, most people leave Cameroon to go and live in South Africa. So that was a big sacrifice. I didn't really have to sacrifice anything, even though I'm moving to Cameroon soon, because I still have the right to obviously come to Canada. So with him, it's different because he can really go. And this is the thing. When he was leaving South Africa, obviously, he was told by his lawyer that when you live here, you will not be able to come back. So he had to make that choice that am I living for good and never come back, or what am I going to do? And like I said, he was supposed to decide after a week, which I gave him a week, or at least more than that in that sense. But within a day, he decided that he's gonna go, and I asked him, and he said he knew what he was doing. And I think I told you about what happened when I was supposed to go, and I was like told, at the airport, realized that I needed a visa and all that. And I think one of the things about us is because we are the same, and even though I didn't board the plane that I was supposed to go, he knew I was coming, and he knew that I was, because the thing is, when you look at that kind of sacrifice, you got to trust the person to be able to know that that person is going to come. Because what if he goes, because he went first, right? What if he goes to Cameroon and I actually don't show up? I decide, people can change their mind. Like, you can stop and just change your mind. Or you can listen to some wrong advice and so on. And that's the thing with me. Me, personally, I'm one of those people, like, if 1,000 people come to me and tell me do this, as long as in my spirit I've decided, you can't convince me. No one can convince me. The only person who usually convinces me is God himself. And sometimes he has to actually send other people to say that. So, because one of the things that I say, that I always say that any prophet cannot tell me what God has not told me before. Like, I don't feel like God will do that most of the time. He will tell you something, and then because you're not listening, he will then send a prophet. Then the prophet will be like confirming what God has already told you that you are not willing to listen to, or maybe thought that wasn't God. That's how it works. So no prophet can come to me and say, oh, God said, you think God cannot talk to me? Because me and God talk, right? So he will talk to me first. If you come, it should be a confirmation. And most of the time, when people talk, it was confirmation of things that God told me that I thought it wasn't God, or maybe I wasn't, So going back to the story, I don't take people advice like that. And that doesn't mean that I don't completely take advice from other people, because there's a lot of people. I have very good friends who advise me on things, and I might not initially agree, but eventually, as a friend of mine, Pastor Ise, eventually I agree, when it's something that I know that, this makes sense, and I feel like God is, in agreement with that, I will agree. But this thing of like just out of the blue, especially, some people are not even part of your life, yet they think they can advise you. Like, I know someone was saying that, oh no, this and this and this, I don't really want to mention the things. But one of the things that I've seen is that if somebody advises you from their heart, from really caring for you, when they advise you against something and they realize that something doesn't happen, or it's not possible or whatever, I know that they will come and be able to say, oh my God, this is actually like this and so on. But those people that advise you based on wanting you to just take the advice. So having said that, compromise in marriage are definitely very important, because a woman wants to know that they're with a man who can sacrifice for them and who can go the extra mile for them to feel protected. But so does a man. And men also want to know that they are with a woman who can stand with them even when things are hard, especially because experience has taught us that women walk out when things become difficult for a man, So because of that, now men are careful. So, and all these things, I believe personally that these kind of things, God allows it so that, your love for each other can be tested. But I just want to thank God that, honestly speaking, I really maybe I have to talk to you directly, my husband. I told you this before, but all the sacrifices that you made, honestly speaking, showed your love for me, your passionate love for me. The fact that you didn't hesitate to almost like throw your dreams away to follow your wife's dreams, but also to follow your dreams with your wife. That's, for me, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, my love. Anyway, guys, so I'm just trying to, like share that how important sacrifice in marriage is, because a man will look back and say that that woman has been there for me, and even when things were tough, she was there for me. I will look back and say that this man who threw his life away in South Africa to actually be with me, because we loved each other before anything, before anyone. We, like I said, we met 15 years ago, but maybe it was not the will of God for us to be together at that time, but now we are inseparable. So yeah, I wanted to share that because I think on the previous video I did share, but I just wanted to kind of solidify it so that when you're following us, when you're following my videos, so that that sacrifice is very important in a marriage. And when you go through stuff together, when you go through moments of like things are tough and so on, it helps build your relationship. When you're with the right person, it actually draw you closer together. But when you're with the wrong person, it actually throw you apart. It breaks your relationship, because then this one doesn't want to sacrifice this one doesn't want to go through this, and oh no, I'm not gonna be with you, you don't have money and all that thing. But when you're with the right person, you are with a person. It's a person that matters to you, not what's going on and so on. From me, Jehovah, please don't forget to subscribe and push that notification button so that every single time Jehovah loads a new video, you are ahead of your game. Remember, I say this channel is so juicy, you don't want to miss anything, right? So I promise that the next video will actually be the follow-up on the that other video that we don't want to mention. Or let me mention it, obviously. Sex is like oxygen to a man. Okay? So that's the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.